Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to my new series of streaming. And I am planning to stream on every Wednesday. I think I just like, sorry, wait for me a second. I will just, yeah. I will start a new series every Wednesdays, and what the content is like, I'm streaming learning something new. And today I want to learn the 3D modeling app called Blender. And because of last time I used these 3D models to make a neon site for my roommate Twitch.
树和树
Hi. Yeah, for my roommate Twitch title. And wait, sorry, what's happened to this? Yeah, but I haven't finished the English title part. You can see that the neon site isn't finished on the English title part. So today I want to resume this work, and then by reviewing the tutorials, not a tutorial, a guide from a YouTube, this YouTube channel named Blender Guru, and he has very details how to use Blender in this channel. I will link the its channel link below the description, or you can just find it yourself. And what I will do is like I want to like review
in this video
the video again, the part 1 and part 1 video again, and to finish the English part. Yeah, you can see that this isn't finished. It's like, and I already forgot most of the parts to how to finish it. But I can get you guys see what it might be look like at the finish when I finish it. You can see that it will become something like this. It's a neon site, and this is my points. Today my task is to like finish linking all the character, and then this part and then the other part is like the fight dust. Yeah.
So we didn't see the window.
Didn't see the window. Oh
only
yeah, sorry.
For now.
Yeah, sorry guys. Okay, now you can see. Okay, let me explain again. Sorry, because I will finish. I'm using the Blender 3D modeling software to make a screen title for my roommate. And then you can see that there is the channel, the name of the channel, and because I do this like last year, and then I only give them the Chinese title, but not the English title. So my plan is to finish the English title, but I found it very complicated, or not complicated. It's like very you have to do much work. Yeah, you have to. Hi. Speaking of the diva, you can see the dust 95 is the channel name. So I'm going to finish all the English part if I can finish tonight, or I will see like maybe next time, and I can still show you the how it will be look at something like when it was finished. It will be looking something like this, but the English part is not finished. So I will finish it today, And I will follow the guide from a YouTube channel named the Blender Guru, and you guys can like I will link the description. I will link the YouTube channel on my description below later, and he teaches a lot of a beginner tutorial or something, and you can follow the video and then make many beautiful 3D models. And I will just like first I will just review the neon sign Blender 3.8 part 1, and then I will just like see how much I have already forgot, and then I will just go back to Blender to finish the English part version. So let's start. I think I can react to someone channel on Twitch or Facebook, right? I don't know how all these intellectual properties work on when streaming. So I think I saw other people make reaction, but they are like just make reaction, not learning something. So I'm not sure, but I will try it, like see how it goes.
We're gonna make this.
Maybe today's stream can be put in art category.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great. So refreshing. Now, if you just wanted to make a glowing tube, it's not that hard. Like some of the avid Blender users are like, it's simple. You add a curve, you give it a little bit of bevel, some resolution, then you add a emission shader to it. And then if you just like control click in edit mode, then you've just got like an infinite glowing tube. And that's cool. But what I want to show you in this video is to make text, and text would be fiddly to bend and do all yourself. So we're going to start with text, and then we're going to convert that to curves, and then we're going to bend and shape it to look like a real neon. And that's really the whole point of this video series, 2 parts, is to make something professional, like something like Nike might want to use.
Yeah, I want to make this
for their advertisements.
Like the title, which will be like on and off of the words, but I think you have to take a lot of works because you also have to do some animations for this to work.
Really fancy.
Yeah, for the on and off linings too.
So giving it a little bit of gloss, making the underside look black, and just bending and twisting the pipes the way that real neon looks, and then putting it on a brick wall using some new displacement in Blender 2.8. And yeah, this is.
And because I want to mention, like, if someone interested to learning Blender, you can look on his another videos called beginner tutorial.
To show
because
you how to use.
This video will be more beginner friendly than this version.
It's going to be purely using Blender
Yeah.
2.8 because it's the future, right?
Is Blender free?
Hang on.
Yeah, it's a free program. You can check it online. So it's like you can just download it. Oh, now it's like 2.93. I don't know. I have like updated my. I don't think I have updated my software, but never mind. You can just download here and then play it yourself.
And around that 2.79 nonsense anymore. We're in the future, so 2.8 is what we're going to use. So let's get started.
And sorry because I don't have the I don't subscribe the YouTube, so you will see some app show out.
今晚我想来点海鲜锅烧意面，换冬粉加沙茶。
Yeah, just keep it.
So let's start with a clean scene.
LUL.
And let's just add in a text object. Now, you could technically use any font for this. Speaking from experience, though, it's far easier if you start with a font that mimics what neons actually look like, because like you see like these sharp edges here, like it's just going to be a pain to have to go and like make all of those edges smooth. So I have found the perfect font. It's
And I forgot what which font I use, but it's never mind. I love the font, the English font. And for the Chinese is it will be more complicated. Like you have to look for the font which can like look more like neon style, and you can just look it online which font will be like more neon style. But I feel like this is okay, and then I pick this. And no, so go back to the video.
called Text Me One. It's a free font. I tried out like 6 or 7, one paid one, but this one looks the best. It's awesome. It's like basically, it looks like neons, and it's designed for graphic design, I guess. But anyways, hit download. It's free. Link is in the description, obviously. So with your text there selected, click on the little font icon there. And before I forget, I'm going to be on the left-hand side for this tutorial, because nothing worse than recording a whole tutorial only to realize that half of the steps were covered by your big dumb face. So go to the text panel, whatever, and then go to font, and then Blender's really easy to understand with its font system, regular, bold, italic, and then you click the drop down and there's only one font, so it's not like every other program.
I think I will just skip this part because I already know how to do it. If you guys want to look details, you can like go back to this video. I will just skip here.
Do as you would normally do. I'm gonna make it donuts. Why not? Why not go all in on that meme? The Blender Donuts subreddit and all that. It's just going to say donuts, all right? Now, I want to rotate it by 90 degrees so that it's standing upright. Very annoying in Blender 2.8. Doesn't actually show you a plane when it's like looking at it flat on. I'm hoping that changes. Anyway, there it is. Now, we're going to convert this to a curve so that we can make it look like a neon. But before you do that, what I want you to do is duplicate it, hit escape, and then just hide it, okay? And it'll become clear why we're doing that in a second, but for now, just do that. Okay, so we got it. Now, to convert it, I'm sure there's a hotkey. Actually, is it Alt-C still? No, that's changed. I'm probably not a hotkey anymore. So we're gonna hit F3, and we're gonna type in convert, or convert, as I apparently screamed into the text box. Hit convert, and then we're gonna select curve from mesh/text. There we go. Now, if you go into edit mode with tab, you will see you get all these little curve handles. Nice. And if you went into the curve settings here, and then underneath, well, actually space, first of all, change the fill to be none. And then if you went to geometry, bevel, and just turn that up, and then your resolution as well, then look at that. You've got little neon tubes. Probably the biggest problem you've probably already noticed is that we have double the amount of neon tubes, because basically fonts are vectors, I want to say. Essentially they're a shape, a filled in shape, and therefore there is two edges to them. There is the outer edge and there is the inner edge, and we have both of them, and we don't need that. So what we can do is just delete the other half of it, okay? So we can select, like with this D here, I can hit Control L, then hit X, and then select vertices. Or if you don't want to have to select anything, if you just, with your mouse near it, if you just hit L, it'll select it, vertices. And now we have a problem, okay? Because these aren't separate objects, they are one solid object. So you could like go through and like select each one like that, but that's annoying. What I would recommend you do is just create an incision, like to separate them. So you select two vertices like that, then hit X, and then click segment.
Okay, I want to do this part first because I already also have something I want to like convert into different sections, which is the O part. Okay. I have no idea what I just placed. And never mind. Go inside the edit mode and then why I cannot select anything. I think it's this one. But I also cannot select. Oh,
奥
here.
斯可，好酷哦！3D 建模。
Yeah. And I will just separate. Oh, it's different. Subdivide? No, not subdivide. Okay, let review what he just does.
What I would recommend you do is just create an incision, like to separate them. So you select two vertices like that,
树和
then
树
hit X, and then
Roll out
click
Alt.
Oh,
Segment.
X. Hi, Oscar. Okay, mouse won't work. I think my mouse just ran out of battery. This will work. No? What happened? Where's my mouse? Hello? Why it won't work? Weird. I think I have to reconnect the. Yeah. Back. But why so slow? Oh. Okay. X and segment. Wow. Okay. Let's go back.
Segments. That's going to create a break, and then you do another one down here. Segments. And then if you select one side of it, L, X, segments. And there you go. And so we're just going to do that for the rest of it. I think this is why people get into 3D, isn't it? You know, they love the manual labor.
Manual labor.
And I got to be honest, there is a fair bit of manual labor for this tutorial. Mostly just this kind of stuff, making your curved shape here actually look like a neon. It's not the most thrilling thing to do. But hey, if somebody wants to make a plugin that auto-generates neons to look the way they should, then that would be great. But until then, you got to do it all by yourself. So I'm going to hit X, vertices, and look at that. We now have a single, well, they're separated letters, but we have one tube instead of two. However, there's a couple of problems. For one, we've got these little tails on it. So if you see those little tails, you can just select it. By the way, I'm going into circle mode by hitting C, and then escape, and then that. Or you can actually
it's
just
a
turn it up
circle
there
mode.
now. Look at that. Blended 2.8 with its user-friendly icons. So convenient. The other problem is, I'm sure the designer, like graphic designers, especially people that know fonts, are probably like screaming right now at how bad and disjointed this looks. Because sometimes we selected the left side, sometimes we selected the right side. The N and the S actually have the opposites showing. Like, so this is the inner, the right edge, and this one is like the outer edge or whatever. So it's all messed up. So turn on.
Yeah, have you had your dinner? And what did you eat? What did you eat?
The layer in the background, which I told you to hide. So there it is. And what we want to do is we want to make this tube, we want to put it in the center of our text. And that, you know, it's going to make it look more professional. The words are going to look nice. And, you know, the little things add up, right? Yes, it's fiddly and you don't have to do it, but these little things add up and you'll find that your neon actually looks pleasing. It looks like a professional sign that you might see somewhere. So I'm doing this in a pretty random fashion. So I've got the basic areas done. Now for something like the U, right? Anyone who knows about Bezier curves or curves in Illustrator knows that you want to have as few handles as possible. And you can see we've got handles that we don't really need, right? So I'm going to delete these and you'll see that, yes, it's now pointed. I delete that one as well. But if I take this handle here and I hit V for Victor, victim, Victor's the one, isn't it? Anyway, then I'm going to hit aligned. And now, if I make this, there we go, something like that. Pull that out. We've got a nice smooth curve without any like little jagged handles ruining things. And we have much more control over it, right? So it looks nice and smooth. So I'm going to do the same thing here with this N. Delete that. I'll make a little... you'll do that a lot, by the way, what I just did then, because the old Blender shortcut for subdividing was W, and now it's W changes that. So you'll do it like a dozen times while you're doing this. That's fun. Anyway, so I just subdivided by... sorry, I should say what I'm doing. Select two vertices, right click, and then hit subdivide. That's how you bring up that menu, subdivide. Okay, so bring this to the top, move this to the edge, move this to the middle. That's good. And now for this one, let's try automatic. What does that do? It's not bad. Automatic. Trouble with automatic is then you can't rotate it. I don't know what purpose it actually serves. So I usually just select aligned. And that looks good. What is vector? Oh yeah, vector's the sharp one. I hate that one. Anyway, the curves are, they could be nicer in Blender. Let's be honest. They could be a little nicer than they are. But they're all right. They do the job. Okay, that's good. Okay, now the S. So the S is just like with the N. We're just going to do it one by one. So for those of you who use a lot of curves, like in Illustrator and stuff, you'll know what I'm doing now is basically selecting like the height of the curve, like where the curve sort of ends, and then anything in between it, I'm just sort of removing. So there to there, there, delete that one as well. Then I'm going to move that in the middle, this one here, and then by...
Just go downstairs and then take some. And then, yeah, go to eat something.
Scaling it.
Nice.
竖汉数 at 奥师可哦 take good care please.
Yeah, and then take some good care.
Skicks hard.
You can fill out that shape. This, by the way, like this is tedious, but if you're not familiar with curves or you haven't used them very often, this is actually like a really good training exercise. Years ago when I was into graphic design, there was like a little PDF you could download for Illustrator that some guy made that was to like train you how to use curves properly. Like, and it was basically like how to like training yourself how to use as few handles as possible to create like the right sort of shape like this, right? And this is essentially what this is. So by doing this, yeah, it's a little tedious, a little boring, but you're essentially giving yourself some training on how to use curves effectively.
Okay, I think I will stop here and then get a look back to my the title and then see like do we need to move or I already done this before, I think. Yeah, we don't need to adjust any words because I think I already done it before, but I think the harder part is like later. It will show you the
nice
more labor work part.
A little bit of training. You could do the same for the O, by the way, but same with the D, but I think the D is fine. I'm sure someone will find a way to make that sentence sexual.
What?
Donuts. Lovely. All right. So the next step is to make the neons essentially behave more like neons. So they need to be connected word to word.
你的脸是
这是新功能吗？
没有吧 ？Twitch 没有吧 ？Twitch 有吗？对啊，脸书留言可以跑到 Twitch， 可是 Twitch 的留言不能跑到脸书，就是好像脸书它没办法支援这件事情。对，就是它不是新功能，我是用一个叫 Restream 的，然后它那个 chat room 底下呢，就是
Dusk 95，
对
Restream IO。
它的有一个 setting， 然后有一个叫 bot setting， 这边有一个选项可以打勾，就是有一个 relay bot， 打勾之后它就会把它那个机器人会自动帮你把那个你在 Facebook 跟 YouTube 上面的留言搬运到 Twitch 或者是 YouTube 上面，但是目前是没有办法运到那个 Facebook 那边去，对，因为 Facebook 有一些很奇怪的 regulation。
Because if you look at reference photos, that's how neons work. I was actually, as I was creating this result, I was in LA and I just went for a little walk down the street and I just noticed neons everywhere. I don't know if it's like a American thing, but maybe you guys have like a cheap neon maker or something, or maybe it's because I was just making something with neons and I noticed it everywhere. But you'll see basically the backside of it. Here we go. Is it's basically like it's all connected, but obviously if it was all connected then it would all be lit up, so the backside is like black to hide it, and so essentially it has to go around the back and then join up, right? So that's what we need to do with our words here, right? So if we take, for example, these two parts of our curve and then we pull them back, okay, see what happens there? I'm trying to extrude it backwards but nothing's happening. That is because in our curve data panel, object data, it's set to 2D. So change it to 3D, and now we can pull that back. Now these little horrible lines, I hate them. They're very annoying. So where it says overlays in the top there, just go down and disable normals. There we go. All right, and now that I've pulled them back, if I hit F is the same shortcut that's used for like creating edges and faces.
Okay, I think I want to do this part first, but I think I want to know which one to connect first. And I want to move the O flip first. Like move here. And it seems I'm not so used to it. Yeah, it seems fine. Or a bit like too white. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And I will need to connect. I think the harder part is to connect this to this here. So I will just connect these two first. Yeah, I think it's this one. Here, and then F. And these two is connect. Okay, this is weird because I think the opens here is wrong. I think I have to open of the tops. It's better. It will be better. Segment. No. And move this upward. Much. Okay, this is so weird. And I will hide the first, other thing first. I think we need some music, right? But I don't know what to play for now. Where is it? Wait, it doesn't show any. What? Why I cannot select anything? Oh, because I select the wrong one. Yeah. And this. No. Why the shape is so weird? I think I will just redo this part. The shape is like not correct. Yeah, this will be correct. And another one, I, and here. This also seems very weird. Why? What did I do wrong? Okay, and the T. These two. Yep, and this one. Let's move it here, and this one here, and go below, and then Y, not Z, not X. Yeah, but it's like so unclear. Yeah, I think it's here. Where is it? Yeah, and just link these two together. This one and this one. Yep, done. And the Earth and the T. No, I want to make these two like from a single light box, and then these two from another light box. So I just like we can just work on this one with like another light source. And what to do with this one? We want to connect like these two here, and then no, we want to connect, yeah, this we want to connect these two here, and then connect this to this, and oh no. So the best way is to like connect this to this, and then this to this, and then this to this. Yeah, so it's like the source start from here, and it connects to this first. So let me change to this one. And we want to do like these two. And we want them to like both backward, and we want them to no y, x, not x. We want them to meet, yeah, this one. Why I cannot remove the background? Where is the background? Hide it. Hide it. I think it's a plane, right? But why it doesn't hide? Why there's like a plane there? Plane? Oh yeah, this one. Why there's two planes? Never mind. I will see later, and we will just like finish this part first. So I want to I want to move this part to here, and I want to connect these two dots together. Yep. So it forms a single tubes, and then this one will connect to this, and so it same. I want these two to move backward.
树和树 This F so beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I want the lower part, this one, to move upward. And then I don't have the, yeah, I think it's like here. I think it's correct. Yep, and then connect these two together. Yep. No, all wrong. It's this and this point you want to connect. So I want to move like this upward. And so I select it first, and then X upward to here, maybe. Yep. And connect these two together. Yep. That. So it's a Fi and then V and I. So these two just connect each other. No, because you want to like have the back side to become like black color. So we want to like move them backward first. But let's place G first, and then move them backward first, and then connect them to each other. And the last is a V and E. V and E. So it's like what can I do here? So we can like connect these together, and then no. Oh, this is hard. How can you make it to like a single tubes? Connect here, and no. Yeah, the middle part is like very hard to connect. Let's think. So you want to like actually we can look for some real picture. Maybe it's real. I don't know like if it's real or not. Neon sign with an E. See what other people do. But I think I don't think this is real. And then what is this? Yeah, E. So the E is like they connect their E with like this curve shapes. But I don't think it will fit with our style here. So let's look on another one here. But I think this is awkward. Can we like put a real neon signs? Okay, this is not real. Oh. Yeah, this one. Maybe. I don't know if it's real or not. You cannot tell. So they connect like this and then and then turn back. Okay, I see. So it's like from the back first and then front and then back and then front. Okay. So can let resume. So we have to connect these two together with connect these two together, and so the front, and so I have to like separate, right? Oh, how can I do it? I think I will just like separate. I will just delete this part. And we want to, can I 8? Can subdivide. No. No. So I want to like 8. Will it work? No. Can I move this down? So I think how about how can you add a new path? No, I don't think it's path. Is this incorrect too? So I think I just like delete and then create, right? The easiest way is to delete segments. Is to delete it first and then create another new one. You have to select 3 of them and then moved. So this one will be low here, and we can like extend this one here and then extend again. I think here is okay, and then extend again to here and then turn it back to Z and then backward. But I think this is too front. Okay, so I will select this and then move it backward. It's like very ugly. Oh, so what just happened? I don't know. Okay, so this one have to like
树汉树 Thanks for the follow.
Yeah, thanks for the follow. But I don't know who follow. I will check it later. And I think I will just like make different sound to differentiate who ran my channel or who follow my channel. Like prevent that I cannot tell which one is which in the future. So I will just like add the different sound effect. Okay, so here just move backwards, and then we can then connect these two together. Yep, and then we have finished E. And you can see like that this like the weird curve, we will handle it later. I just want to connect every character first. So the next word is dust. So what can we do for the dust? And the K is like lack of a stroke. But I think I will make a open here. It sounds great. Yeah, and then I will connect this. No. I will make an open. Can I make an open like both? No, it doesn't work because the U is up here. Or the most easier way is to like open it and open here. I think it's the same because there's like the same amount of work you have to do. So here is okay. I will just like delete this segment, and we will use these two and see. No. And move backward. Extend backward and connect. And this one, we will just like also move backward. Move backward. I think it's like stuck together. I think I will just move it like this first, and then move backward to prevent this to stuck with another tubes. And I will just like Y. This is like opposite. It's okay. So I will just like move this part to here. Here. And move it upward to here. And we connect these two together. Yep. Done. And we will do this and this together. So we will just like same thing. We have to like extend it backward again. And let me do this. No. And these two together. And yeah, the last one, the K. How can we do that? How can we? Like, I think it's like the easiest way is to connect these two together, and then this go down, and then another stroke here, right? So I think I just like select these two, and then select Z, then extend, and connect. Yeah, and this one just like extend backward and X down to the middle part, and Y go to the middle here, and no, Y go above it here, and Yeah, I think it's X. X, and then move here. No. What happened? Y is here, and X, extend it here. Yep. Or some below. Here. And the last part is do this. And then connect it back to the wall. Done. We have done all the character. And we have to like move the curved part, but later I want to watch the rest of the guide
and things. So it's really great that it's the same for curves. We have that, right? Pretty good. So let's just do that for all of these. So everywhere where it's essentially the end of the shape, the end of the curve.
Surely you can do this.
The end of the line. We're going to do that, and I'm going to extrude it, E, pull it out to about there, and then you just select them and hit F. Now when you have something like this, whoa, that was a lot of movement. You essentially you could just select this and then hit F, but that's kind of messy, and I don't think a lot of like neon sign designers would like that. I mean, I don't know, maybe they do. But what I would do is I would sort of pull it down and then go to there and then make it. So it's sort of like it's still one solid object, you know? But for something like this, that's pretty unavoidable. So I would just hit F like that. I'd make that one line. And we're going to clean this up soon, so don't worry about it. We're just trying to get the broad shapes in. Now the O and the D, they have to be broken somewhere, right? So for the D, I'll break it right there. And let's, whoa, I'm all over the place. Okay, let's pull that back and then hit E, and I'm going to extrude that out to about here. And then what I'll do is I'll delete that face. Let's delete that segment. Now we've got a break. And then let's put this about here. Hit E and then F. That's horrible. Oof. All right, let's go aligned. Huh. Aligned is oddly perfect. Okay, that's good. And then same one here. I know this is fiddly, guys. Like you're trying to follow along and like, all right, now let's do the bottom of the D. Like it's really basic, right? We're just pulling it, we're extruding it out to put it behind it, and then you're just joining it as best as you can. And the word that you're creating, I'm sure, probably isn't donuts. The loyal crazy people in on that meme might be using donuts. But you know, your word is going to have A's, it's going to have all sorts of complexities. All you got to do is just like pull up some reference photos of neons and see what they do for those shapes. Like where do they put the cut? You know, how do they fix this? You know, how curved is these shapes in the back here? So this is the other thing, right? Like now we've got the bottom of this creating like a really hard 90-degree angle, which is impossible. So I pull it up a little bit and then I pull that down and we've now got a smooth angle, right? There's a lot of curves. This is like the perfect,
too much curved
study for people who want to get good at curves and currently aren't, is to create neon tubes. Rotate it. There we go. Pull it out. Nice. All right. So I am going to do the rest in fast motion because it's repetitive. And while that's happening, let's talk about Polygon. Join 250,000 members who are using Polygon to make better renders. Textures, models, HDRs, brushes, they're seamless, there's no artifacts, they're tack sharp, they got all the maps you need. Basically download them, drop them into your scene, and get on to doing what you do best, which is make better renders, hopefully. Okay, we are pretty good now. One thing I'll say is like try to get the line, like the base line, try to make it line up like the whole way. And this font is sitting just above the bottom line, which is kind of annoying. So I'll just move that down so it's like right on the red line. So now I can tell when something is a little higher than it should be or lower than it should be. And you know, this is again going back to that whole, you know, graphic design sort of thing. Like, you want the words to look nice because that is what people are seeing. It's what they're reading. Like, they're not really, like, if you're making this for an advert, right, a commercial, people aren't really caring that much about the neons. They're reading the word, and the word has to look nice. Essentially what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to convince you guys, the 3D artists, that word design is important. Because I remember when I was a young punk, I was a young 3D artist, and I was all about the technical details and like, gotta do this, gotta do that. And you know, now I've sort of realized that it's a lot of typography, 3D typography. It's like the font is a huge slice of it. It's got to look nice. The words have to look nice. And I'm rambling, you know. So let me just create that final little smoothed off edge there. Okay, lovely.
So we just finished
as a final thing, I'll take those last 2 points. Oh, that one already is. I'll just move that back. We're going to do, for the last point, it's going to have like a power cord coming out the bottom of it. But for now, we'll just leave it at that. Okay, lovely.
Yeah, so
Now
we just finished part 1. But I think I have much work to do to fix the curved. So let's start from, I think 9 is okay, because I think I stopped at 9. And start from here, point, yeah. And I will just move back to this front. That's it, okay, yeah. And I will just first use the align. Can I align this? No. Can I select these two? Where's the select? Wait. Why don't show the select grid? Wait. No align. Then I will just like move it one by one. So this curve, see, okay, yep, and here, what's this? And these two like stuck together. Let's move it back. Okay. Which one is more higher? think this is higher. Let's move down.
Fiery on 813. Hi.
Hi. Hi, new friends. Welcome to my channel. I'm like learning how to make a 3D models.
Fiery on 813. What did you say?
I say welcome. Welcome to my channel. Yep. I'm like currently doing a neon sign for my my roommate's channel with the software called Blender. Yep. Points stuck together. I think this is fine. And this one. This is fine too.
竖汉数 Welcome in 表情符号开心 Fiery on it war 3.
Yeah. The shape is like so weird. Yep. Let's turn. Yep, done. And here, this one, shape here, is incorrect. Like why is like turning so weird? And these two. So I think it's almost done. So, Fire 1, 2, 3. Where are you from?
Fiery on 8 war 3. Is Annabelle Yao famous in Chinese-speaking countries?
Annabelle Yao. I don't know who he is. Let me check it. I don't know. Yep, sorry. So who is this guy? Do chat know? Who is she? I think it's like maybe in mainland China. Yeah, because I have no idea. So wait.
Fiery on 8 war 3.
Oh, she's the daughter of White.
Woi
Okay.
and she went to Harvard.
Oh, I see. But I don't like follow the Huawei news too often. So I don't remember the names. Oh, why is there a tube there? Okay, I think we almost finished point, and let's check about five. Five. Here. I think this part is like okay. Just move a little bit. And yeah, this one so the shape is like so weird. Yeah, this is better. And I can move this one. And this one. Weird shape. No use. I don't know why. It doesn't have any effect. And this one.
Fiery on 8-3. Don't you think Annabelle Yao and Jackson Wang should be together?
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. And what why are you talking about? So who is like Jason Wang? I think we almost done. We almost done. Yep. Last word. And yep. I think we have I think we done this part, and this is what will be look like, but we have to make the back part into black color, and we will see how to do that in the second part of the guide. So let me check the second part.
We're going to get to its final conclusion. So let's jump into it. So first thing we're going to do, let's just give it the material, make it glow. Let's make this thing glow. So we're going to make it an emission shader like that, just by selecting there, and then we give it a color, a hot pink, to go with our donut sign. So if I hold down Z and then go to rendered, we would see this. So obviously, you know, there's no glow. So you would see a plane, you would add a plane, and then you would see glow. Now the reason we're not seeing glow is that we are looking at the EV render mode. EV, which is good at real time, and this would be the perfect scene for real time, except that it is the worst scene for real time because that's the one feature that Eevee does not have, which is mesh lighting. And unfortunately, that's probably never going to happen just because it's the one limitation of game engines. That's why RTX was such a huge thing, is that it was using ray tracing, so you could have large, different shaped, sized lamps. Basically, the only way to get mesh lighting for Eevee would be to actually create little lamps along the entire way. But at that point, the amount of calculations, you'd just be better off using cycles. So this is the one scene that you should not use Eevee for. So we're going to switch to cycles. And when we do so, look at that. You can see.
Yep. So let me check that we have used cycle. Rendering. Where's rendering? And there's a little TV box here, and then yeah, we have already used cycle.
See that it is glowing. Now I find a value of around about 20 works pretty well. Nice and bright and it gives it that hot white sort of look, which by the way is really dependent on the exposure of the camera. Like I'm just going to pull up some reference here. So this was again some photos I took in LA, just like literally within like the stone's throw of each other, like just found all these neon signs in different shops. But you can see like with my camera exposure set to I guess like the dark area, right? Then the sign looks really hot white. And then when the exposure's turned down, you can actually see the inner part of it. Like you got that sort of like outer edge to it and then that glowing inner part. So it really depends on it. But anyways, I want to make mine look sort of like hot white, and then we'll add like an edge to it later on. Okay, so let's just rotate our plane, move this back. That's good. And
okay, so I think we have already have the plane. I just like hide it just now, and let me delete this first. I don't know where it came from. And what's this? Yeah, and the plan. Let's show the plan. I think I have two. I don't know why. So this is the brick. Yep. Plan. And let's see how far. I think this X. Where's the plan? Oh. Yeah, I think this is cool. And let's see how it render. The emission, I think, is too high, right? So the material here, 28. I think it's okay. So we just like follow through the guide.
And we'll also make the background solid black, like so. Okay, now the next thing you might have noticed is like, that's cool, but all these lines are connected and it's hard to read. Exactly. So that is why neon signs are, for one, it's why we modeled it like this, so that the points go backwards. And when it is back, like everything sort of like this side of the line is going to be black. And how they actually do that, and I learned from watching some videos, they actually dip the thing in black paint, and that basically hides it. So it is actually glowing inside that that black area, but it's hidden by black paint. So let's do that. So
https://YouTube.b/dqw4w4wgxcq.
What is this? What is the YouTube link to? Hi, Asuna.
so let's jump to the shading workflow.
Beyond our work here.
2.8 with its little workflow features up there. And let's just remove some of this because I don't think we...
Okay, I think we have to move to shading. And yeah, this is shading. And I don't know why it's upside down. Yep, and this one here is the grid.
We need them. There we go. Right, jump back into rendered view.
Okay, so do the same first. Go to render view.
Now, when I first approached this, I thought like, well, the way to do it would be to like select parts of the curve and then assign a different material to those curves. But then I discovered you can't even do that with curves. You can't assign part of a curve to a different material. I guess that only works with meshes. Mesh? Do you say mesh or meshes? Doesn't matter. Instead, so what I had to do was search for a solution, and I came across this guy who made this exact tutorial for Blender already, and it's actually a really good solution. So he came up with this idea that I'm about to teach you. I'm about to steal it and give it to you from my channel instead of his, so I can get those views, right? No, it's full credit to him, Quentin Steinck, for this method. It's a very cool method, and I wouldn't have thought of it because I don't like working with gradient textures, which is how you do it. So Shift A, and we are going to go to Texture, and then select Gradient Texture. And if you hold...
Okay, so we have to like do this for material 2 and let's make the chart. We have to do this for material 2 and material 1. So the above one is above one, I think is like, okay, it's another one. So we just do it material 1 and 2. So this is the material 1. And we have to like 8 gradient texture.
Which is how you do it. So Shift A, and we are going to go to Texture, and then select Gradient.
Okay, so it's like Shift A, texture, and then gradient texture.
Texture. And if you hold down Control, Shift, and then left click on the gradient texture, which you can only do if you have enabled in your add-on section the Node Wrangler add-on. So make sure that's enabled. It should always be enabled.
What? Nodes. Okay, so I have to like go to add-on and node. Yeah, I already take. And let's see.
Because it's the best add-on that there is. It comes with Blender. I don't know why it's not just on by default.
So what did he just do?
Texture,
just
which you can only do because I don't like working with gradient textures, which is how you do it. So Shift A, and we are going to go to Texture, and then select Gradient Texture. And if you hold down Control, Shift, and then left click on
Control Shift and then right click. Control Shift right click. Okay, I see.
the gradient texture, which you can only do if you have enabled in your add-on section the Node Wrangler add-on. So make sure that's enabled. It should always be enabled because it's the best add-on that there is. It comes with Blender. I don't know why it's not just on by default. Anyway, so if you Control Shift click on it, you can actually preview, what you're looking at. So I'm going to add in a color ramp node right here because the gradient is actually, it's happening here, but it's so faint that it's very hard to see. So by adding in a color ramp node and dropping it between there, now if we drag this black part across, you can see what's actually happening. So we've got a gradient effect. And we're just going to leave it, there, and let's just drag that to about there. Okay, so it's happening, but obviously we want it to happen on this axis, not this axis. So with our gradient texture here selected, I'm going to hit Control T, and what that does is just a hotkey.
Okay, this is too much. So I will do the color ramp first. I will add color ramp here, and yeah.
Andrew cute. Super cute boy.
Hi, Andrew Q. Welcome to my channel. I'm currently making the neon sign with render program.
Andrew cute.
Yep, and then I'm following the guide by Render Guru. Yeah, and we are at part 2 now, which is a part where you have to make the neon tube grow. Okay, so I just ate.
I am an Italian guy.
Hi, so you are from Italian. Cool. So is it morning there? Because here is like almost 9 o'clock.
We want it to happen on this axis, not this axis. So with our gradient texture here selected, I'm going to hit Control T.
Control T. Okay. So select this one and then Control T. So it's like adding a function called mapping. Wow. Okay. And
in my city,
oh, so it's oh, it's like noon. It's afternoon. Cool. So I think you already have lunch, right?
And what that does is just a hotkey that'll add in a texture coordinate with a mapping node. And then if you set your X and your Y to 90 degrees, so 90 for the X and then 90 for the Y, you would get this, which is not correct, but that is only because our rotation isn't yet cleared. So with our object here selected, if we hit, because we remember it was flat, it was lying down, it was flat. So we just need to hit Control A and then apply the rotation.
Okay, so we have to like make X and Y 90 degree rotation. 90 degree. 90 degree. And how do you call transformation tab? Where's the transformation tab? Oh, never mind, I just like apply rotation.
So we just need to hit Control A and then
rotate. Control A. Oh. First, Control A. Nothing happened.
Apply the rotation, and now it's actually on the right axis. It's just apply the rotation. So we just need to hit Control A and then apply the rotation.
So it just turns
with our object here selected, mapping node. 90 for the X and then 90 for the Y, you would get this, which is not correct, but that is only because our rotation isn't yet cleared. So with our object here selected, if we hit, because we remember it was flat, it was lying down and it was flat. So we just need to hit Control A.
Oh, it's apply. So I have to look for apply. Project apply. No. Okay, let's try again. Control A. Okay, rotate. I see. Yep. But why? Yep. That. So you have to select the mesh, not the curve, to do this.
Can I see your Instagram? 表情符号开心。
I will link it. Maybe I will link it later, like in my descriptions. Yeah.
And then apply the rotation, and now it's actually on the right axis. It's just very faint. So let's go in here, and let's just make this like a solid.
Okay, let's try this. I think this will be. Not so. Cool. Yep, this seems fine. And we have to do the same with the material too. So edit texture, gradient texture, and then Control F. No. Control Z. No. Oh, I forgot. Let's see the one, this one. What is like shift W? No? What is the whole key? Show key list. Control. Shift. Oh, never mind. I just check back. Here.
Texture, and then select gradient texture. And if you hold down Control, Shift, and then left click on the gradient texture.
Oh, left click. Control, Shift, left click. I see. And we have to add so we have to add color red.
汉数，Hi 表情符号开心 Android Good。
Red. And then link this together. And because we already tried it, we know that the order is like white and then black. And then oops. No, I cannot memorize all the whole key. So bad. So which one to call out the mapping?
Now, if we drag this black part selected, if we hit, because we not correct, but that is only because if you set your, and what that does is just, it's happening, but obviously we want it to happen on this axis, not this axis. So with our gradient texture here selected, I'm going to hit Control T.
Okay, Control T. It stands for texture coordination. And we also want to set this to 90. And again, we want to apply Esthetics rotation. Done. And we will just like move here. I think the black is like need to be front. No, not much. Yeah, I think this is okay. Yep. But what happened to the 9 point? Why it changed? Yep. This seems cool. I think I will choose the this color. And this one more close to the black. Right, and then change the color to red. Or pink, or purple. But I think like something wrong, right? It doesn't grow. Maybe we can just follow it.
And what that does is just a hotkey that'll add in a texture coordinate with a mapping node. And then if you set your X rotate, the effect that we are looking for. So we want to make sure that all like, parts of our text that should be on
it's like overlap it. You have to overlap it. Obliques. So you have to like overlap them. I think it's to, yep, this is fine. and the other one. This is fine too. But I think like the white, it doesn't grow as much as like before. I don't know why. Let's follow through it.
This side R, because sometimes you'll have it like, if it's too far that way, you'll have like a little bit like bleeding through, which you don't want. So just make sure it's, and remember it's paint in the real world. So it's a solid line, a solid incision. So actually, is it constant? It's constant. Oh, we could just go constant. Even better. I didn't even realize. All right. So there we go. So it's all like that. Now, looking at our hot pink white emission shader, how we're going to make this work is we're going to use a mix shader node.
Oh, so you have to you have to mix. Yeah, you have to mix them because the emission is not like connect. So the color is doesn't matter, I think. So let's follow it. But why this one is like not connect?
Mix shader. Drop this in.
Mix shader. Okay. So we add another one called mix shader. And then drop it where? So this is like material output. And why this is like disconnected.
Like that. Now, looking at our hot pink white.
Oh. But why? Okay, I just follow it too.
Emission shader. How we're going to make this work is we're going to use a mix shader node. Mix shader. Drop this in here. And this factor value is going to control whether you're looking at the left input or the one on the right input. Sorry, top input or bottom input. So I'm going to take the output of this and I'm going to put it into the factor input. And now you can see it's working, but it's the wrong way around. So just flip the inputs and there we go. Ta-da!
Oh, so this is like the final step. So I have to add in another mix later. Here it's okay. And I want to like why it's like all wrong. So I color directly go to the, by the way, this, why is the viewer here? And this is here. I don't know what happens to the viewer. Okay, this seems much more like a neon sign. Yep. And we will do the same thing with 1. So let's add the mix. No, not you. And we connect this here, and then this one here. Output surface. Connect this. That. I think it's too much. What's it? Yeah, done. And let's see what you have to offer.
Now this is cool, but the only reason it's black is because there is nothing in this mix shader here. And it's okay, but every material has some sort of reflectance. It's just some things are more rough or diffuse looking than others. So we should have something here. So what I'm going to do is add in a principled shader right here. Drop that into the middle, the empty input there. And now you can see that that has become this material. So I want to make that black paint. So black, and you can see it's got a little bit of reflectance now. Actually having a look at some reference photos of that black material. It's a little bit reflective. Can you see actually on my screen? Where is it? Sorry, I'm just rapidly firing through this, these photos. Yeah, it's a little bit reflective, right? So we just want to have just a subtle amount of reflection like that. And there we go.
Oh, cool.
So we fixed that. Now
let's edit to. Black. And roughness. What is a spec? Okay. Don't see any difference. Heat. Too much. Yep. And edit to material 2 also. You can delete this. Material 2. Green star. Right here, this goes to the middle. This turn to black. And rise roughness. So it can be like not so smooth surface. And this one seems material 2. Let's see. This one seems like too not enough black. Yeah, I think this is cool. Done. Yay! And I love this to stroke. And let's see the
now we have glowing parts that should be glowing, and it looks like a donut shine that you would see on the side of a building, which is what we're going for. So that's good. Now a couple of things, going back to our reference photos here, is that, oh, what's happened?
Okay, ads. Hi.
Come on. Windows. Okay, there we go. I'll tell you what, I much prefer how Windows handles photos. Like, you can just open up a random photo and then go left and right, and then you'll be able to like look on it. Whereas Macs are horrible. It's like you click on it and it's like, you just want to look at that one single photo. Don't go left or right. It doesn't do anything. You got to like select them all first, right?
Okay.
I'm sure a Mac user is screaming into their screen that there's a better solution. But you select them all on like a Mac, and then you go hold down space and you preview, and then you go left. I don't know, it's just weird. I just want to be able to like go left and right. That's important to include in the Neon tutorial. So there's a couple of things. So if you zoom in here, you can see that there's like a glowing tube inside the Neon here. And as far as I know, this is only because this is a modern neon tube. It's probably even LEDs. It's probably not even neon. It's probably not even a gas. But like the old school neons, this is, I think it's argon gas, argyle, argon gas. Doesn't really matter, but that's the red one that gives it the red tint. And then there is, I forget the names, but there's basically different gases. Red is argon. I could be totally wrong. But then they also like color it. So they put different gels, basically, that the tubing is made of different colored gels to actually give them different colors. But red is like, it's just going to be red. But I'm sure like this is a modern one. It could be LEDs. Point is, geez, get to the point, Andrew, is we just want the inside to be like hot, like really bright, and then the outer edge to be like a little darker, right, in color. So how we're going to do that is add in a light path node. No, layer weight node. Now what a layer weight node is, it enables you to have a look at just the Fresnel. So like if you're looking at it like side on or facing. And technically, because it's a gas, like what would really work would be a volume, like using like volumetric scatter going into the volume input. But that adds a lot of computational time. And we've also it would have to emit, and it's just not worth the effort. So we're just going to use facing because it's close enough. It does the job. And what we're going to do, add in another color ramp node like this. And if we flipped it, let's just put this on that side, that on this side. This is essentially the effect that we want, right? Like we want the edge to be sort of a darker part of it, and then the middle part to be like a hot white. But we want it to be this pink color. So if we select our white handle there, that's going to be whatever color we want the neon to be. So if I just drag this pink into there, into the drop color, now we have that look. And if I put this into the color input of that emission shader, there we go. So we've got the hot pink color with a little bit on the edge there, just a little bit being a sort of a warmer or a darker area. In fact, technically, I guess this should still be pink, but maybe like a more saturated, darker pink. Like that, maybe. That might be what it is. I mean, look, this is where it starts to get creative. Like you can really just, I don't know. Like how creative, what sort of look do you want your neon to be? It's not going to make that big of a difference anyway. But it's a subtle little effect. And it's mostly viewable like when you're at a lower exposure or a lower strength for your neon. It's the same thing, basically. Anyways, so that looks pretty good. That's not bad. One thing is missing. Oh, there we go. One thing that's missing though is a little bit of gloss on these tubes. Like there's no reflectance of it. So what we're going to do is right here after the mix shader.
Okay, we will do this part first. So I will add another layers. Wait. And we will add another color ramp. Here. And we will connect. We'll drop this first. And we will connect base and color. I think it's too much. Oh, because they're white. So this is also. How can I copy this? No. Minus it first. And then 8. Another one. And this will be like, yeah, it's like red. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit red. It's fine. I love red. And the other one, material 2 too. So I will just 8. Can I just copy and paste? I think I can. Copy. Yeah. And I will just copy and paste and then remove replace the color. and this the orange one will be more orange, and we'll connect this color. Yay! But why did these two are like? Oh no. Never mind. It's a correct one. And delete the viewer. And yep.
No, actually, sorry. In between here, because we don't want this like high gloss finish to apply to our black paint. We just want it to apply to the glowing tubes. So, sorry, I'm just bringing up my recording. Make sure I'm still recording. I don't want to have to record the tutorial twice. It happens a lot. You would be surprised. I do the whole thing and I forgot to hit record. That's a lot of fun, I got to tell you. So I want to apply it right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a add shader like that.
Shader.
And then I'm going to combine it with a gloss
So
shader. So
it's
I'm going
like
to put gloss
combined
with the emission. And it's very hard to see, and that's because we're using a rough amount. Now when we turn it down, let's just try and get somewhere we can actually see it. Right, so do you see that fine little edge there? A little bit of shine, right? Just a little bit of gloss. Maybe down here is more obvious. Maybe not. Maybe down there. There we go. Yeah. That little fine amount of gloss there. Now, technically, from what I've heard, like the add shader shouldn't be used because you're adding light, like energy. There's something called energy conservation in 3D rendering, which is like you don't want to use add light to a material than what is hitting it, because that's impossible unless you're dealing with emissions. So I believe this is a case where it doesn't actually matter, because anyway, the add shader, it just feels like it's always easier than doing the proper way, which is a mix with like light pass and all that stuff. So I just use add when I'm lazy, and for this case I'm pretty sure it doesn't even matter anyway, so it looks fine. I'm only going on these like tangents because someone in the comments will be like, actually should never use the add shader. I don't care. I'm working on a short deadline here. Okay, so basically the neon material is good to go. It's done. So now really the rest of it is making the rest of the scene look good. Now you could have a concrete wall here. You could have a brick wall. It's really up to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make mine look like a brick wall. And of course, because I'm wearing a Polygon shirt and because I founded and acting CEO of Polygon, we're going to use Polygon materials, right, guys? Yeah, we're going to use Polygon materials. So, yeah, pick it, stone, concrete, bricks, whatever you would like. I'm going to choose bricks, obviously. So, the one I'm going to use for this is Bricks 22. We're about to revamp the brick collection, by the way. It's a little sparse, so we're adding more to it. And if you want to follow along and you don't have a paid account, you can just use this free one. It'll do just the job. I just prefer this one a little better. I think it's just a nicer looking brick, but that will do just fine as well. Or you can use like a painted white one. That one's also free. Anyway, so you download that, and we have an add-on as well. It's called this Polygon Material Converter. I'll put a link to that in the description as well. It works for 2.79 as well as 2.8. So all you do is you select the folder that you have downloaded all your Polygon textures to. So I'll just select this one, and I'm going to hit accept. And then what it does is it searches through that, and then it will find all of the materials, and it pulls up the thumbnail as well. So I got a lot, obviously. Brushes and all sorts of bread and whatnot. But anyways, the one that I'm looking for is going to be, does it give you the name? Oh, it does. There you go. 8K or 3K. I just used like a gigapixel to like up-res it. I was experimenting. But anyway, I'm just going to use a 3K. And then once you've selected it, just deselect all, because otherwise it's going to try and add in all the ones you selected. So just checkbox that, and then we're going to hit load one material, and then hit apply replace. Make sure you've got your plane selected, and then hit apply replace. And there we go. Look at that. Now what that does is it just adds in all the maps into the correct settings configured for Blender. Easy peasy. It's also got like some handy things if you want to scale it or tile the material. It adds all that for you. So it just saves you time, basically. You could plug it all in manually if you want, but this is just going to save you time. Now, one thing to note, though, is that this we've got a displacement channel, right? This black and white displacement channel. But we also have a normal map. So for those who don't know, like a normal map is for small scale detail, and it's a fakery. Displacement map should be for large scale detail, and you can use it on your geometry to physically displace a surface. So for something like this, if you want to get the camera really close, like I did for my animation, you actually might want to see the bricks actually raised off the edge there. So what I'm going to do, delete this bump map, because this bump map is just basically combining the normal with the displacement. So delete the bump, and we're going to take this displacement, and we're going to use the new feature in 2.8, which is shader-based displacement. So if we add in a displacement node right here, take that and put that into the height input of your displacement, take the displacement and put that into your displacement channel. Now, nothing will have changed, okay? And that is because in your material settings for your material, you'll have the option for your displacement method, which by default is set to bump only, which would be shaded, like it's like a fakery, right? That little black and white, basically treating it like a black and white bump map. If we set it to displacement only, now you won't be able to see it because it's going through this.
你想看我们现在做的成品吗？怎样哦？不错吧？
大可，刚刚玩完狼人杀，心很累。
那就不要玩狼人杀。没有啦，你是跟？
这是什么？动画吗？
哦，没有，我今天在做，就是9.5，之前有帮9.5黄昏他们做一个，这是 title。是霓虹灯的 title， 然后那时候就只有你上他们官网，就是他们 Facebook 的那个 page 看，
赞，
就是你只会看到中文字，并没有英文字，因为我懒得把英文字做完，然后今天才就是做完。
他对话跳好慢哦。
对啊，
大可，超久才跑出来。
没关系啦，至少我还可以听得到你们来讲话。
数汉数，哈罗大可。
等我一下，我要先确定一下，因为 Yeah, I have to like why my brakes don't work anymore. Like there's no brake. Where's the brake?
大可，嗨汉。
对啊，为什么是颠倒的？就是如果你去他的9.5黄昏看的话，我之前有做一个版本，然后那个版本就只有中文。就是这个，这是我上次做的，然后没做完。然后就是要把剩下的也做完，然后但是呢，我发现不晓得为什么我的后面的石墙不见了，为什么不见了？
我之前有做过，但是是用 PPT 做的。
哦，这是顺便来学，就是如何做 3D 建模。就是我之前还有做的是，我先存档好了。 之前我还有做一个就是教学的 donut 教学，就是因为之前我对做游戏有兴趣啊，然后我就想说，我就先来学看看，就是跟做游戏相关的一些东西。
真厉害，还会做3D 建模。
对，这是你之前看到的，只是为什么我的墙壁呢？对啊，我墙壁呢？墙壁不见了，墙壁不见了。就是之前我也是跟着他的教学，然后做一个donut。好，它长这样。为什么不能再zoom in？选的，就是之前做的 donut， 应该是说他需要去做一个后置处理，然后就会变成一个很漂亮的那个 donuts 出来。但是呢，我已经忘记要怎样做这件事情了。然后我还想说我要来，是要按这个吗？好像是要直接做 rendering。我来试看一下好了，看一下那个成品长什么样子。用储存，用我刚才做的这个，我们来做看成品最后长什么样子。另外是它还跟镜头有关系，目前镜头不见了。我们来试看看，我要想太久没有玩。没关系，我先把它的教学看完。
If we turn this down a little bit, turn down your scale, and you still won't be able to see anything. And the reason for that is that it is using the geometry of your mesh to displace the material. And because we only have 4 vertices, it's really struggling with that, understandably. So what we want to do is, first of all, in edit mode, right-click, subdivide, and we're going to give it, let's say 15 subdivisions. Like that. Okay? Now it's got a little bit more.
为什么要我帮它关掉吗？应该不会吧？不用害怕。
Geometry to play with, and you can see there's some bumping and warping happening, but it's obviously not enough by far. So for the rest of it, I'm going to use a subdivision like this, which is nice. The edges are curved, by the way. If you don't want those like rounded edges for your wall, you can just select the edges like that and hit Shift E and pull out, and that will create a crease on that edge and ensure that it has sharp edges. But anyways. So now you can actually see we've got some of the brick coming through, which is good. Still not enough, so go up to basically until the level that you want. If you're just looking at it from the front, by the way, you might not even care for most of this detail. Maybe a flat thing. The good thing about this, though, is that you'll see that the light is actually getting trapped in the crevices. So it's actually behaving like a real brick wall would, which is good. I'm going to go 0.08 for this scale is obviously the scale of that displacement, so 0.08 works well for me. And that's pretty good. Great. So that is our donuts on a brick wall. Couple of things you could do to improve the render is, if I can center this properly so we can see it. If you get really close, you'll notice that there's kind of like it's this jagged cylinder, the neon. So if you want to improve that, basically in your curve settings, right where my head is, there is the this setting, resolution. Yeah, resolution. Okay. If you just turn that up to something like, I don't know, 5 or 6 until it looks smooth enough. Obviously, the higher you go, the longer the render times. but not that long. It's not going to make that big of a difference. The other thing, and that's just going to improve the cylinder smoothness, but then also you've got the jagged edge of the actual curve itself, which you could possibly see at certain angles. You might be able to see like a jagged edge. So if you wanted to improve that, yeah, like right there, right, that little jagged part. If you want to improve that, then it's the resolution preview U. So you turn that up to be, I don't know, something like 30, 40. Obviously, the more you set it to, the longer the render times, but not that big of a difference. So that's pretty good. And then finally, if you wanted to really, you know, knock it out of the park with realism, build the little brackets that things sit on, and the cylinder with basically there's like a plug. It's just like this smooth plug that comes out the back of it, and then there's one for the other end too. And then I guess they join up to like a transformer. But you know, you don't have to have the transformer. No one's, you know, creative control and all that stuff. But I'll just show you very quickly in speed up mode how you do it. The plug is just a cylinder which you put at the end, and then you add another curve to be the chord, and you can join up those things. If you want to give it a bracket, it's just a cube. Stretch out the cube, make a little step bit that sticks out. You could maybe join the brackets together if you wanted to go ultra realism, and then you should essentially, you know, get something like this. You know, there's always little fiddly steps that, you know, little tiny tweaks that I can't include in a long tutorial, otherwise it'd be, you know, 4 hours long. You know, you just think about it from an artist's perspective of what needs to change. Don't have to follow every little setting that I've done here. But there is one final thing I'll show you, and that is to add glow to the neon. That post-processing effect that happens with a camera, which basically
we will stop
would have
here,
like a halo.
and then we'll do the final things first. It's like adding the edge render here, and proceed, and we will link this to this, and then this to this, this to this, and decrease the roughness, and see in the wait a minute, I have to move the chart. But now I have no idea why. We all become material 2. How come? Let me check it. It should not be material 2. You should be, the first one should be like using material 1. Oh. Okay, unable to do it edit mode. Where is my material 1? Yeah, where's my material 1? Why? Where's my material 1? Never mind. Material 1. Yeah, just copy this one, and then paste. I rename it. No, where's the material? Okay, so we have, okay, these two become neo 1. Okay, okay, it's like, yeah, and yep. So rename this to neo 2. And I want this one. This is Neo 1, Neo 2, so I want these two to be colored with red and purple. Yep. Ah. It should be like constant and yep, this is fine. Done. And where is the camera view? Where's the camera? Where are you, camera? I think I want to search how to go into camera mode. So, view camera, num tab 0. Yep. And where is the? Yeah, here. So we move the camera to here. Yep, that. And final rendering. How to render. I already forgot how to render. But never mind, just look
around little objects,
which
is a fun little effect, and it always makes things look cool. So all you need to do is in the compositor, just go and add in a glare node. If I Control Shift and click on that, and then plug the image into that input there, we can see the effect. So, you know, if you want to go streaks, you could. I usually just turn it like all the way up, and then I go with, you know, turn that way down. Or I just like to use fog glow, something like this. And you could choose high glow objects, which is a fun little effect, and it always makes things look cool. So all you need to do is in the compositor, just go and add in a glare node. If I Control Shift and click on that.
Where's our screen?
and then plug the image into that input there. We can see the effect. So, you know, if you want to go streaks, you could. I usually...
Already plugged in. But why don't we like have the... Oh. Okay, so I need to delete this. And yep.
Just turn it like all the way up, and then I go with you know, turn that way.
Viewer. I don't have viewer.
Down, or I just like to use fog glow, something like this, and you could choose high glow amount, high glow quality, which, you know, just tends to, I don't know, I feel like it makes it a little sharper and a little nicer. And then to control the intensity of it, that's with the mix value. If you set it all the way down to -1, that's going to be just the original. If you show it all the way up to 1, that's going to be just the glow. So essentially what you want to do is have it somewhere in the minus range. Like if you go -0.5, it's going to be like 50% of the glare effect. So, you know, something like that. Oh, the other thing is you can change the threshold so that, like, but I guess you would have noticed that if there was other things that were glowing other than what we wanted to. But, you know, something like that. Okay, let's go -0.7. So at sort of a 30% glow. You know, you can play around with that, make it bigger or smaller. But that's the basics of it, guys. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, give it a thumbs up, help other people find it.
So the last part is to render it. I think I will go back to his tutorial and see how to do the rendering.
This video. Oh, come on.
This is not rendering.
I undid it.
I think it's
I can
like
drag a box over it, and you can see I've selected. G'day, everyone. This video series is brought.
Rendering.
All right. Well, congratulations on making it thus far into the tutorial. The mesh of the donut, like its shape, is pretty well finished. Now we can start talking about lighting and rendering. So everything we have done thus far has just been in sort of viewport mode, right? Like in this shaded, this is solid view viewport mode. But when you actually create a final image, or an animation, it's actually going to be using a separate mode called rendered view mode. And that is where you actually determine how things look, like the color of things, where the light is, all that kind of thing. So that you can actually have a look at by clicking on that final little dot there. That's rendered view mode. Or, by the way, a hotkey for switching between all these modes here is Z, and that'll bring up this pie menu here. So this is solid view, what we've always been looking at, and then that's rendered. We've also got two others which we haven't really used. We'll probably use them later on, but anyways, for now, we're gonna have a look at rendered view mode. And this is rendered view mode, okay? So things look a little different.
Well, we can skip the...
So if we move this light in, just closer to
I forgot the light source.
Cursor is where new...
No, I don't need light source.
By parenting it. Object or object, the outline.
I think I was just
if you don't see GP, it's going to be slightly screwed up.
Render parts.
It does. And the render, you can see that I've done this. Why is there no shadow? Why is the donut not casting shadow onto the plane there? Well, we could, with our lamp here selected, we could check it out. Oh, contact shadows. Oh yeah, I've done this tutorial a couple of times. Contact shadows was turned on, but turned off by default. But anyways, it's using this light here, and these are all the settings for the light. Now, we could turn down the strength of this. We could change, how things look, because see, the shadow's not really there. We could turn on contact shadows, which will give a little bit of shadow to it, and that's all well and good. But the thing is that this mode that we're in right now, this render view mode, it's using a rendering engine to present this to us. And the rendering engine that is defined by default in Blender, if we go to the rendering panel up here, the render engine is Eevee, which is a real-time rendering mode. And it's really, really fast renders. Like if you want to do like a long animation, like a TV show, or you're working on a really tight deadline, Eevee is great because it's like really fast, and it's just like Unreal Engine, it's like all those kind of things. It does require a lot of optimization though. Like you've got to really work with light and shadow to try to make it look correct. However, Blender comes with another render engine, Workbench, by the way, forget that, that's just for like viewport, it's very rarely used. Cycles is the other main one. So if we switch to Cycles, it will look like this. Now my recording is going to be slightly screwed up because the device of which it is going to be rendered as.
Right? Use GPU. Yep. Yep.
By default is set to CPU. I want to change this to GPU. And that's going to use my graphics card. So I've got two NVIDIA GTX 1080 Ti's. So it's important that I actually use those because they're way faster than my CPU. If you don't see GPU here, by the way, you can actually go Edit Preferences, and then underneath System, you'll actually show the devices that you have that are compatible with CUDA or OpenCL. OpenCL, I believe, is for AMD cards. CUDA is NVIDIA's cards. So you may, depending on your hardware, you may see something here. You might not have anything that's compatible, like CUDA or OpenCL, in which case you're going to have to use CPU. And that's fine. It's just CPU is generally a little bit slower than GPU. So you'll still be able to render. Doesn't matter, but it just might be a little bit slower. Anyways, I'm going to use GPU. Now you'll notice that when we switched from Eevee to Cycles, it looks much more realistic immediately. The shadows are accurate. The shadows are matching the donut here. Everything is working the way you would expect. And that's because Cycles is what's called an unbiased rendering engine, which means it calculates things like physically accurate to the way things are in the real world. It's like throwing light inside the donut, and it's like bounce lighting around inside this ring here. If there was different colors, you would see like light bleed, like it would reflect the light onto other parts of it. These shadows here, they're all accurate. Animated movies like Pixar, Disney, all VFX, everything like that uses render engines like Cycles, unbiased, ray-traced engines. Video games use something like Eevee, although Eevee will not allow you to create a game. It's not a game engine, but the way it functions is very similar. So anyways, a polished, high-quality image or animation, you want to use Cycles. So the one downside to Cycles is that it is grainy. So you'll notice that like as you move around, it's like super heavily grainy, and then it gets less and less grainy as time goes on. And you can actually see in the top left-hand corner the samples there being counted. So it'll stop at 32. And the higher you set those limits to, when we get to that, the less grainy it will become. Anyways, so I know this tutorial, there's not a lot to this tutorial other than explanation, but it's quite important, so I'm spending a whole video just talking about it. But anyways, let's render out like a very simple image. So the camera is what will actually be defined, like what you will look through when you hit render, like to actually render a final image. So you can actually look through what the camera is seeing by clicking that little button button there, or by hitting the shortcut as it's displayed, number pad 0. And there we go. I'm looking through the camera. So we're way, 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 way out there. Now, you can move the camera closer, but you'll notice, like, if you move the view or like use the middle mouse or whatever to orbit, you are no longer looking through the camera. So the camera will stay where it is unless you use the controls designed for the camera, which is similar to like if you're moving an object, it's G to move that object, and then you use the middle mouse, you push that once, and then you can like zoom in. Now, a lot of people from other software and even like beginners are like, they find it very weird the way this functions. Other software, it has it so that when you are looking through the camera, if you move the viewport or whatever, the camera will follow with it. So you can actually choose that by clicking lock camera to view in this properties here.
Choose this. Let me check it. Where is it? No. It's on view. And where is it? Okay, I don't see it. Never mind.
Actually choose that by clicking lock camera to view in this properties here with the camera selected. And now as I move around, I can use the standard controls, middle mouse, orbit, scroll to come closer, etc. And the camera will follow. So you can use that if you want. Or the other way, by the way, is like, this is the way I like to work. I get my position, like where I want the camera to be like looking, just in like standard view mode like this. And then I hit Control Alt number pad 0. And then the camera will snap to the location that I'm looking at right there. But anyways, I just want to do like a very simple, like this is a full tutorial which will go into like, we'll add brick in the background and coffee and a plate and all that kind of thing. But for now, I just want to have like a very simple look, right, of the donut on a plane. So I've got some light there. So if I was to render this right now, which you can do by going to the top corner and hitting render, or the hotkey is F12.
Okay, I see. So we can do this right now. Render image. But you still don't have the brick. What happened to the brick? It looks nice, but the brick behind the neon sign is don't know, it still disappear. Don't know why. So I can save this to learned, and then I will save this as words too. No, this is open, not saved. Save. Save. Words to save image. But I still want to know what happens to the brick. Where is the brick? Where are you, brick? No material found. Set bubble refresh. Okay. So I think I will just look back. I was just like looking for
This video series is brought to you by Polygon. Make better renders for
render material. Use the polygon. I don't know. I have like do I have it? Nope. Then I think I will just like stop here for today because it's almost 10. So I think I will just like yeah. So today's result is, where is it? Test game. Where's the render learned? Yeah, this is today's result. Yay! I think next time I will add the brick behind the neon sign like the first time I do. It's like so. First one, yeah, this one, but I don't know where the brick's gone. Why the brick's gone? Yeah, so I think this is for today. So next Wednesday, I think I will just like working on a new project. Or yeah, after we finish the add a brick behind the neon sign. And yeah, that's all. See you. Oh yeah, because normally I will just stream games with like friends or stream game myself. Like normally my schedule is like every Sunday I will stream with my friend Curtis. But most of the time we will speak in Mandarin, but English is also welcome. And we will play some cooperative game or puzzle games. Yeah. And for Mondays, I will stream my Baldur's Gate myself. And the stream time is almost the same. For Sunday and Mondays, it's like we start at 8:30 p.m. and then ends at 11:30 or 11 p.m. It's 3 hours streaming. And for Wednesday, because this is a very new series, so I think this series I'll just focusing on chatting, on streaming something when I'm learning something new. Like I think the big goals is to like I want to make a small game, yeah, or like draw something beautiful in the future. So yeah, so this is all for today. So see you next time. Bye. And actually, I think I also want to maybe rent someone. but I think I will just close my stream and then go ram someone. Yeah. So yeah. So that's it. Bye. I will stop first and then go ram. Bye bye.